Hey friends, it's Shona here with another Insights video, and today I want to talk about peace. Peace is a word that gets thrown around all over the place these days, and probably has since the beginning of time. We all want peace in our lives. Christmas, one of the phrases that we often see on a Christmas card is, "Let there be peace on earth." There is a peace sign that came popular, I believe it was in the 60s, the one that is upside down and it's got the things like on either side of it. That became a big symbol of peace. I don't know much of the history, I don't know much about it, but I kind of think of it as like, when we think of hippies, it's like the hippie peace, tie-dye, all that good stuff. Everybody wants peace on earth. We want peace through strength. All of these things, none of them are bad. Um, but do we really pursue peace? Do we really understand peace as Jesus, the Prince of Peace, gives us or has available for us? I also think of the phrase that belongs to people who have passed on before us. You rest in peace. I think that's wonderful, and hopefully that by the time everyone passes on, they do find, they have come at peace, or there is some kind of peace during that eternity that they find, which is a whole another subject. But I think too that resting in peace is something also for the living. I know that as I go through my life, I want to have peace in my life, whether it's peaceful around me or going crazy. I want to have peace in my being, in my heart, my mind, my soul. And so that's what this video is like. It's about resting in peace while we're walking on this earth. Now, there are a whole bunch of verses all over the Bible about peace, and I didn't write any of them down, but if you have a concordance, or you can go to Google and you can Google them if you want to look for some of them. But I just made a couple of notes here, and I want to first share that peace is a state of mind. It's a place in your heart. It's a sense of well-being or comfort that exists within us. So sometimes it's like the world can be in chaos, but peace still can reign supreme inside of us and with our thoughts and our actions and everything that surrounds us. But I've also discovered that beyond that, peace is a tool to help us find it, and have it settle in our insides, in our inner being. So I want to talk about peace as a tool, and what I've discovered might be a little bit different for everybody out there. Some of you might have some of the same things, experiences that I have had, but I just want to share how I use peace as a tool, and hopefully maybe it'll help you, give you something to think about or ponder, or maybe even use as you try to navigate life in this chaotic world that we live in, and some in our sometimes chaotic lives that might be swirling around us as you're watching this video and as I'm speaking. So first of all, I want to talk about peace in relationships and how we can use it as a tool. I have found that over the years, not all relationships I have are peaceful. They might be for the other people, and sometimes it's just chaos when certain people come together, certain family members, certain friend groups come together. It just is chaotic. Well, what I've discovered, and I do know this verse is in Romans, it's either in Romans 8 or Romans 12, I don't know where it's at, but this is one that I use as a tool. It says something to the effect of, whereas it depends on us, or like me, live at peace with other people. Well, that's a huge tool that I have implemented throughout my life. If I don't have a peaceful relationship with somebody, or if it just is something that stirs up chaos or consternation or negativity, or even when I leave a situation after being with somebody, I find that I have allowed it to steal my peace. I sit back and I really take that to heart, in that it's a situation that takes peace away from me, or that I allow to steal my peace. And so what I try to do is, when it comes to relationships, I do everything I possibly can to live at peace with others. Whether I do it successfully in the eyes of others can't always be established, or isn't always the great litmus test. But for me, if I do the things like whatever in the Bible Jesus says fits a situation, if I do my best to be godly and to treat someone civilly, or to treat them, the best I can where I am responsible for peace, that's wonderful, and I'll try to do it. Sometimes I get the peace from maybe keeping people, arm's length away, not allowing them to get too close or to let our relationship closer than I know is good for the situation or good for the relationship or good for my peace or even perhaps good for the other people. Because if I cause discord or chaos in someone else's life because of how I am, then I don't want to be a purveyor of chaos or stealing their peace. So I've come to the point that I'm okay even backing off from a relationship. So that's really not a whole in-depth thing on relationships. It could go a whole lot deeper, but I use peace as a tool to help me how I approach and do my relationships. I also use peace in decision making. When I don't know what I need to be doing, I look and what on my mind and what options I have that give me the most peace in my mind and in my heart. And I use that a lot. I really don't have a great example of that at this point. But maybe the one when I talk about activities, I also try to find peace in the activities I choose, which the one I'm going to share kind of goes with decisions and activities. But I am a teacher at heart and I love to teach. That's where I get a great joy in God's kingdom is teaching. And I just really don't have much of an outlet for it these days, which is fine. I used to be pursuing, the writing and speaking and author, type path. And for reasons that might come up in a video later, I gave that up. And so now it's like I'm able to apply things very practically from life into the Christian life and meld them together, which is what these videos are all about. Well, when I was trying to think, what am I going to do with all of this, these videos, doing videos like this came to mind. And even though it's like, who's going to listen to me? I don't even know if these are going to be successful. I don't know anything about it. But I felt a great peace with them being an outlet for me for now. Now, like I said, I don't know if these are going to go anywhere. I don't really have big numbers watching right now. But that's okay because I have a peace, an overall peace about the whole thing. And the people that have watched the videos, the ones that have given me feedback, really enjoy them. And that's basically just icing on the cake. At least for now, I have a real peace about doing videos as opposed to writing and pursuing like speaking opportunities. So the peace has been a really great tool as far as what I need to be doing, prioritizing with my activities. And that's pretty much just kind of how peace has worked for me and how I use it. Now, there's a whole bunch of other ways to use it as a tool, and maybe there's different ways for you. But maybe these videos or this video is just giving you an idea of how you can sit back and incorporate peace into your life when it might be getting a little chaotic. Now, I like to have visual aids when I do my videos, but I really didn't have one when I sat down to do this. But believe it or not, this sock monkey dog toy was sitting on the table when I sat down. So I'm going to use this sock monkey and another one as a visual aid. Now you can see this one. I don't know if you can tell how ratty it is. As a dog toy, it's got its ears, chewed off. The end of its tail is missing. And the dogs brought it outside. It's our monsoon season here in New Mexico, and it's been rained on countless times. So this monkey's kind of a mess. Well, let me show you the difference between this monkey and introduce you to this sock monkey dog toy. This sock monkey dog toy has had its little balls about to come off because the dogs have chewed it. The end of this little sock monkey's tail is missing as well. So neither one of these sock monkeys has had a really peaceful life being a doggy chew toy. But the difference between them is this one's kind of ratty and it's got a little bit of dirt on it. You can't see it because it's brown. But this one was all muddy too. And because it's lighter color, you could see the mud. Well, I took this one day I was doing laundry and I threw it in the laundry. And look, it came out really clean. The ball's still kind of a mess, just kind of from the scars. But it's almost like washing it made a whole new piece rest on this sock monkey. Whereas this one doesn't have that yet. It's still a little bit more of a mess. So when I looked at these two, I kind of thought, this is a sock monkey without being washed and kind of like without peace. This one has been washed, still has a few of the little scars from its crazy life before its machine washing, but now it's all fresh and clean and has a better outlook and is ready to be gnawed on some more. So it's kind of like peace. When we let peace wash over us, we might still have some of the scars and everything from our past or if our past chaotic situations. But when we allow peace to wash over us, like this sweet little monkey, after she came out of the wash, we can move forward with a washed spirit. And we can really learn to rest in the peace that Jesus has for us even while we're living here on this earth. Well, I hope this has been meaningful for you. I hope maybe it's given you something to ponder or maybe helped you with a situation that's been difficult. And there is going to be a part two. So I would recommend that once you watch this, watch the part two about when we have a hard time finding that peace initially. Okay, so I'll see you later.